go on Sunday Night Football. We'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. So, out come the Houston Texans, and Greg is one of the good quarterbacks in the league. Offensive Rookie of the Year, number 2 pick in that 2023 draft. Year 3 for C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State.
I think when you break down this game, Mike, I think it's really quite simple. I think it really comes down to the age-old balance of offense. Can their passing attack and rushing attack complement each other? Because what that does is it makes the defense defend the entire field. And then the #1 goal of every team, every week in the NFL, no self-under coverage too good downfield. They'll wind up taking it down. 2nd and 10. They'll run it, and it's the USC man, Woody Marks. And he finds some daylight up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Over. 18. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He's given a second time with a sack on his opening drive. This defensive line clearly has a beat on this offense. You've got to find a way to settle their pass protections. If they want to be able to get their quarterback in any sort of established rhythm and timing going forward, they're going to have to do a lot better job protecting them early in this game. That's already 2 sacks allowed.
On the return, it's Kobe. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. So here come the Eagles, and they are led by the reigning Super Bowl MVP. What a season for Jalen Hurts. Took the Eagles to the mountaintop. Now his 6th season in the NFL.
This is someone who just seems like every year they just get better and better, right? I mean, think back, whether it was Alabama to Oklahoma to being a Heisman finalist, going from a backup role to MVP candidate. His development has been fun to watch. I mean, he's universally considered one of the best all-around quarterbacks in the league, and if they want to leave here with a win, they're going to need him to be just that.
On play action, Hurts. Very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. To try again, it's 2nd and 10. Again, Hurts. Open receiver is Dotson. And he is out of bounds. Down flag is out. Nico Ryan saying, want another look at this one. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, they're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control. So that's what the referee is looking at here. So the challenge is unsuccessful, and he's going to have to be careful here because he has just 1 challenge for the remainder of the game. Off the play fake, Hurts. And he didn't throw that one quickly before the receiver knew what was going on. That's incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time, and it'll be 2nd down. Hurts will try it again. And he'll get about 8 yards as he's ushered out of bounds. It'll set up 3rd down. They'll try to run here with Barkley. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. Jennings taken down on what should be the final play of this 1st quarter. So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. More from Houston coming up in a moment. Eagles in possession to start the 2nd quarter as they go to work on 1st and goal. No blocking, and he's in. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Eagles.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Here's Jake Elliott for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Eagles will take a 7-0 lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to get going with their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10.
18, let's go.
From the gun, here's Stroud. And the rush gets he'll go down. They got him. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's Stroud. Moving left.
Quarterback does a nice job here sensing the pressure pretty quickly. Realizes he doesn't have a ton of time to operate from within the pocket. Decides to tuck the ball and rely on his legs. He's able to pick up the easy.
He is hit before he can get rid of it. And down he goes. So the Eagles use their first time out here, as they'll discuss what's to come. It's 4th down is looming. Here's Tommy Townsend now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This fielded inside the 35. And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield. The Eagles offense ready for their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here. As they begin this drive 1st and 10. And they'll take this down inside the 35. That's the way to get started. A pick up of 17 and a very quick 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
That's Jalen Hurts on 2nd down. He'll get this complete. That's A.J. Brown. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. He's got it again. Fighting for the goal line. They're going to stop him just short, but he has picked up the 1st down.
This has been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone, and they continue to attack. Now,
He's got his man, middle of the end zone. A.J. Brown. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
so when you find yourself this tight to the goal line, Mike, the offense becomes a lot more restricted in as far as how deep you can throw the ball. The field is wider than it is long, and I think the idea here is let's spread them out. Let's put all of our eligibles out there and let the quarterback get a really good picture. Where are the holes in the coverage? Where are the one-on-one matchups that I like? And let's put this ball in the quarterback's hand, let him make a good decision, and in this case, it results in a touchdown.
Eagles 14, Texans
at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. He fields it at the 8. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They will start it on the ground to run that crowd. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. Halftime straight ahead, and we send it over to Scott Hansen, who has the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen and our great crew here in the Orlando studios set for an abridged version of the Halftime Report. This game, to this point, a little slow to begin with, but in the second quarter, the offenses started finding their way. We hope we're set for a great second half. So let's get back out to the stadium and rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you back here on EA Sports as we count down to kickoff of this second half. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And this will wind up working out well. He's going to take it up to the 40-yard line. Good return. Saquon Barkley and this Eagle offense set to take over again. It's a 3-tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On the ground, Barkley to start the drive. And good running there. He'll push his way forward. Gain of about 5.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns. But that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. Play action. Here's Hurts. Toward the middle of the field. That time, but incomplete. On 2nd down, Hurts. This one is caught by Dotson. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Hurts again. And that is incomplete. Going to be 4th down.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable incomplete on that 3rd down try. It hurts up 4th and short. You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
The Texans offense get ready for their opening possession of this second half. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with 1st down. Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. To the right side. Hurts got it. Can he get away? No. He's going to be taken down behind the line.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
And he's going to come down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
You know, we can sit up here all day long and critique the quarterback, and you can see his eyes aren't downfield. He's a little jittery in the pocket. But with the amount he's been sacked and hit today, Mike, I can't say I really blame him.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Here's Stroud. He'll find the rookie out of Iowa State, Jaden Higgins. but a really solid pickup. And it brings us to fourth down.
Tommy Thompson in punt formation for the Texans.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this.
Here we go, let's go.
Fourth down, fourth quarter stand, and forces a turnover on downs. The Eagles offense ready to take over possession of the football. And a few kneel downs should do it here. Defensively, they do still have those 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. We've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They'll run it here with Saquon. Finding space at the 15. And he's down at the 3. What a run. And now at 152, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. Here's a chance to put this game away. 1st down and goal. Here's Barkley, and he will take this one across into the end zone. Saquon Barkley, touchdown Eagles. He's got another one, his 2nd touchdown of the evening. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. You're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Elliott now for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Eagles mistake themselves to a 21-0 lead.
Texans nothing. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This taken at the 5. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. Texans offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They trail here late. Hoping to put something, anything on the board before they get out of here. Gonna start this drive, 1st and 10. And he is gonna bring this one back. They force the fumble, and it leads to a defensive score. And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, and across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they force the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
On is Elliott to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Eagles are able to extend the advantage to 28-0.
Texans nothing. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Texans offense getting set to get back to work. They trail here late. Hoping to put something, anything on the board before they get out of here. Going to start this drive, first and 10. They'll start on the ground, and this is Marks. And not much there. Good defense, held to no gain. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. This offensive line just has no answer. It's another sack. Nolan Smith getting in to drop him. It's a loss of 6, and it's 3rd down. Higgins sent in motion. He's going to get down yet again. He has been under fire all game. Jalen Phillips that time in there for the sack. The Texans getting all set to punch, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. And it's a good return here, able to take it across the 50, set up the offense with a short field. Saquon Barkley and this Eagle offense set to take over again. And he has been the focal point of this offense. When you get a performance like this, you can almost invariably know the offensive line's been stellar, and they have been so far. Finds it to the 35, and he is out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
16 yards. And the Eagles first down.
Once again, it's Barkley. Here's a 2nd and 9. We'll stay on the ground with 1-2. And he's tough to bring down. Finally, the defense gets him on the ground. There'll be no gain on that one.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 9.
On 3rd down, they'll go with Saquon. On 4th down, it's Jake Elliott time for the Eagles. This will be a 46-yard attempt. Elliott's kick is good. And the Eagles will extend their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, you have things under control. Not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Down to the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away. The return starts from the 5. And he is going to be taken down, and that is going to do it. So it's a win here for the visiting Eagles. And this was as good as it gets, all 3 phases of the game, in perfect harmony as they post a lopsided shutout victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. From Houston, good night, everyone.